Hey, everybody, welcome to the Soccer Sharps, a soccer betting podcast. Jordan return after a week off of cup action that we desperately needed, but we get to turn our attention back to the weekend where we have all the big leagues in action, and we've got a bunch of official plays, including a couple of oppos that you're going to want to listen to. So please, if you're interested, stick around, baby. Here we go.
Martial, Herrera, Ibrahimovic! Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch. Balotelli, Aguero!
Well, I said it before, Jord. I'm glad we stayed off some of that cup action in the midweek. Rotated lineups, weirdness going on, not worth betting on. But how'd you fare in the midweek?
Yeah, speak for yourself. Glad we stayed off it. I got involved, Dev, on my own personal betting. And yeah, it wasn't great. And I was reminded once again why we stay off the cups on our podcast. If only my personal betting could follow suit. Maybe I'll learn the lesson this time. But yeah, Dev, I guess I was just, looking to bounce back from an awful weekend, especially for me. The last time out, I got absolutely slaughtered. You did a little bit better, but it wasn't anything to write home about. Dreadful show from us. So I was just looking to turn the page on that as quickly as possible, get some new bets in there. And yeah, it didn't go so well. So this is the bounce back. No, this is the bounce back.
This is the bounce back. Okay, we're heading into the holiday break here. Jord, I'll be in Arizona with you. And There's hardly any footy on. There's hardly any soccer. In fact, it's pretty disappointing. There used to be a Boxing Day. We'd look forward to like a huge slate of matches. I think there's only one EPL game on Boxing Day. Nothing on the eve or Christmas Day, unless you want to dip into AFCON. But what did we just say about cups? But let's take a look at our results from last weekend's show. Wasn't good. I went 3-3, lost some vig on that one. Jord with a whopping 1-5, -4 units. We combined for a little over -4 units. Yeah, not great. But like you said, bounce back opportunity here. And we head into the new year, which I think we could both use. If you guys are new to the show, please consider giving us a like, a follow, a subscribe. We do appreciate it. You can check out our bets and fade us, because that does seem to be making money at different times. But I really like this slate, Jordan. I've got some interesting matchups. So let's get started, shall we? Let's dive in. In the Premier League, we're taking a look at what we think is the biggest game of the weekend. It's Aston Villa against Manchester United. This one sees Villa as home favorites of 1/4 of a goal on the Asian handicap. Total is set at 2.75. Man United on Monday had an absolute thriller 4-4 match with Bournemouth, and Villa still scratching away at the title race, only a few points behind Arsenal. But what do you think about this matchup with the Devils traveling to Villa?
Well, Dev, I'm looking forward to this one. It's the only Prem match on Sunday, kind of unusual. So that's the one we'll all be watching. I do agree that I think it's the biggest match of the slate in terms of, I don't think many people would have predicted this matchup would be 3rd versus 6th. Right around Christmas time here when the season kicked off. But alas, it's where we are. Man U certainly improving under Amorim, and I think the fact that they don't have European commitments has really helped with that. Villa, look, these are two of the biggest teams in England, right? And these are also currently, I think, two of the most chaos ball teams in England. Yet Villa somehow seem to come out on the right side of it all the time. It's kind of bizarre to me, because when you dig deeper into their data, they're sort of surviving their own data. And I feel like they're going to have a massive recorrection second half of the season, but we'll see. Both of these teams scoring a ton of goals, and oftentimes they need to, because they're also conceding a bunch. Man U have scored 11 goals in their last 5. Villa 12 goals in their last 5. And you mentioned the the Bournemouth Man U game, which was a 4-4 thriller. My own terrible team took on Aston Villa last time out. I'm wearing the shirt today, a throwback one, in fact. West Ham
It's
United.
nice. That's a nice kit, by the way. I just want
Oh,
to
hey,
say I like
thanks.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate that.
sharp looking.
Um, they almost got something out of the game. But for a Morgan Rogers screamer from outside the box, made it 3-2. Um, this is the thing with Villa. They, for all the teams across Europe, they have scored more outside of the box goals than any other team in the top 5 leagues, which is a hilarious metric to track, but kind of shows you that like anything they touch right now turns to gold. They just cannot stop winning. 9 games straight wins, I believe, is their current tally in all competitions. But Dev, I'm not messing with the side in this one because I talked about it already. I think both of these teams extremely leaky at the back, have a lot of quality going forward. So I just looked into the market in terms of where I could extract value in this one, and I found most of that on the Man United side. But as I say, I'm not backing a side here because this could be a 4-4, honestly. And I don't know which team would come out on top. So I'm going to back Man U to score a couple of goals in this one because I think the price is a little too big for it. Man U team total over 1.5 says plus 137 on our graphic here. I got it at slightly better, plus 140. I just think that's too high. And with the team that scored 11 goals in their last 5, you see some of the score lines that have been happening outside of just that 4-4. Man U often needing a couple of goals to get a result because they, as I said, are pretty leaky. And the other thing I've taken here, this is more of a niche bet, but I have made it official. And that's Man United team total shots to go over 12.5, coming in at minus 103. You may be surprised to learn that Man United lead the shots count per 90 in the EPL. They take more shots per 90 minutes than any other team in the league. And Aston Villa give up the most shots, the 8th most shots in the league. So by that metric, Villa the 8th worst in terms of not allowing shots. So Villa's total, they allow 12.56 shots per match. Manchester United take 16.63 shots per match, and they're giving us the team total of shots at 12.5 at minus 103. I think that's worth a play. It's basically even money, and you're not asking these teams to go over their average. So I love that. Now, one thing I will throw out there, Brian Mbuemo and Amad Diallo out for AFCON, and those are
I was
two.
going to bring that up. I was going to bring that up for you. What do you think about that?
Well, as I was going to say, they are 2 of Man United's 4 top shot takers. So does that screw me a little bit? Are they pulling the trigger more than others who will come in for them? We shall see. I still felt the line was worth it because of the way this Villa team defend. And someone's going to have to take the shots for them. So hopefully Bruno and Mason Mount, Cunha get the bit between their teeth. Maybe Shesko finally does something. We'll see. But I like the prices on those metrics. We'll see what happens there. Dev, how are you seeing this game?
Yeah, I mean, similar to you, Jord. I think goals are a good idea here. We've got Evan in the chat. He's saying, me likey Villa Man U over 2.5 with both teams to score at minus 120. That sounds like a decent play. ML Kid, he's back in the chat. He says, EPL didn't want that AFCON smoke on Sunday. I suppose that's right because that was the last time to have some of these players. And you mentioned the guys missing. You've got Diallo and Mbuemo out. And Mbuemo has been so impressive for Man U. I think he's been one of the better signings of the summer. And add to that Mazraoui, he doesn't really start, but he'll be in the AFCON as well. And Casemiro suspended in midfield for this one. It feels like neither of these teams are going to be able to stop anyone. Emi Martinez is still doubtful, likely to miss this one in goal for Villa, which means that I think you're right. Like, Man U should just get some shots up and see what happens. But I'm going sort of on the other side of this, Jordan. I'm going to take Aston Villa team total over 1.5 at minus 120. We talked about the basketball game between Bournemouth and Man U on Monday. I expect more of the same here. This one's at Villa Park, and you're giving me just a 2-goal team total. for the home team at minus 120 seems like great value. So we're each taking opposite team totals. So we're not really oppo here, but we just need like a 2-2 scoreline. So let's get another one of those crazy matches like we had on Monday, and I think we'll both be happy. George, both of these teams over 2.5 goals, 7 of the last 8 Villa matches, over 2.5, 7 of the last 9 Manchester United matches, and Villa 9 straight wins across all comps. And I'm glad you brought up the XG, and I'll move on shortly because we've talked too much about this match already, I think. Expected goal differential. I talk about this one a lot. Villa, like bottom 10 in the table. So I'm looking at this negative expected goal differential. They are way outperforming their XG and their XG allowed. On the other side of this, Manchester United are 4th, only behind Arsenal, City, and Chelsea in expected goal differential on the season. That number surprised me, and they're actually underperforming their numbers, which is probably why they're farther down in the table. But yeah, I think you're right. This Man United team on paper might be a little bit better than we think, at least according to their underlying numbers.
Yeah, Dev, that's well said. And I'll just point out a couple other things quickly here. Yes, 9 straight wins for Villa. However, if you look at the head-to-heads here, Man U a bit of a bogey team for the Villains here. 6 straight meetings, no losses for Man United against Aston Villa. And we were talking about the streaks, right? Over 2.5 goals, and like for both of these teams in a long streak, both teams scoring. There's also another one that's interesting. Man United have scored first in 8 of their last 10 matches. And Aston Villa, in 3 of their last 5 Prem matches, have given up the first goal, and they've done so in the first 9 minutes of the match. That was against Brighton, Leeds, and West Ham United, conceding within the first 9 minutes of the match. Man U to score first in this one, plus 110. Throwing it out there for the audience.
Just worry without Embuemo. Also missing Matthias de Ligt, my balls, is going to be out again in their back line. I just don't take a side. Just take goals. That's what we're saying. Take goals. Any way you like it. Well, Jordan, let's move on because we got another matchup. This one taking place on Saturday, and it's Tottenham Hotspur against Liverpool. This one sees Spurs as home dogs of a half a goal, and the total is set at 2.75. Jordan, Liverpool on the money line, even money. Spurs on the money line, plus 250, but they've been one of the worst home teams in Premier League history since we're recording this. And Jordan, what do you think about this one? Liverpool, they've had a lot of noise surrounding them. Mo Salah, etc. Well, he's gone to AFCON now. And the Pudlians travel down to take on Spurs. What do you think about this matchup?
Dev, is that true that it's historically bad home form for Spurs, or were you being hyperbolic there?
No, I believe so. It's like 1 win in the first however many home games they've played. And that is like the worst for a new manager at a Big Six club ever.
Wow. Okay.
So
not a stat you want.
Yeah, splitting some hairs a little bit. Big Six club, new manager. Right. It's a lot of new little things, but
that chews gum and is Danish and
has a great London. Head of hair.
Yeah. Well, Dev. Yeah. Listen, Liverpool getting a lot of flowers in the media lately, like they've turned a corner or something. I'm not so sure, Dev.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. Look, you saw our record, people. You saw the record, how we did last weekend. Dev and I both should have cashed on our Liverpool-Brighton plays. The fact that there wasn't a third goal in that match, first of all, and then that Brighton didn't get on the score sheet is absolutely criminal. That's why we say sometimes Sager go Sager. It's one of the few sports where you can put up the kind of XG Brighton did, create chance after chance after chance, and just not get any goals at all. Might have deserved to get something out of the match, let alone score. So that was a bad beat for us, 2 bad beats for us. Just had to get that out there. I'm not sure that much has been fixed at all with Liverpool. That said, there aren't many better get-right games at the moment in the EPL than Spurs away. And I think Liverpool can do some damage in this one. These games have been thrillers in recent seasons, but you have to kind of take in the fact that Ange Postecoglou was at the helm for a lot of those. It's kind of hard to tell what you're going to get with Thomas Frank from week to week. He's done so many formation changes for Spurs. He's done different systems, different personnel. And that's fine. Take some time to figure things out. But boy, you'd think by Christmas time, it'd start to be looking a little bit better. They thought they had turned a corner themselves, putting together a couple of wins on the bounce, and then looked as abject as they have all season against Forest over the weekend. Just dreadful out there. Even the highlights package from NBC, which we get our prem on over here in the States, barely showed any Spurs action at all. It was pretty hilarious, actually, pretty short. Dev, I'm not backing either of these teams. I'm not taking sides in this one either. I'm focusing on the goals, and I'm going the same direction I did in the last one. I'm taking the away team total here, Dev. Liverpool to score twice. I think they have the firepower to do it. I don't care about Mo Salah. Sick of hearing about the guy. Go have fun at AFCON, bruh. I think that this team might be better without him. Might have a little more defensive robustness, perhaps. Although I'm not sure they need it against this Spurs team, who just don't seem to have enough creativity or confidence going forward. So it sounds like I'm kind of talking myself into Liverpool here, and I did think about it, but I'm done backing road favorites to do anything other than score some goals. So I'm going with the team total over 1.5 in this one, Deb, for Liverpool minus 125.
Jord, hate to say it, but I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. So cue up the Liverpool 1-0 win. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're going to be missing Szoboszlai. You mentioned Salah. Szoboszlai is a big loss. He's been one of the better players for them. But, like, you're still going to have Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, and fucking Isak out there. That team should be scoring goals, okay? I don't care. And it's against Spurs, who are a complete mess at the back. They try to play out. They play into more, like, self-defeating plays out from the back than anybody. Vicario is a complete madman back there with his suicide passes. There was at least one in the Nottingham Forest game where they lost 3-0, where he passed it to like Archie Gray on his wrong foot. He turns, gets dispossessed, goal. And then Vicario turns around, he's screaming at Archie Gray, who's like 16 or something, and he's like all sad. So it's not good in the back for this team. And they're missing some guys to AFCON too. They're going to be without Sarr. They'll be without Basuma. Not that Basuma's been playing that much this year, but, you know, good midfield soldiers to have, because otherwise you're going to probably see Archie Gray again in the midfield. And the guy, you know, he's struggling at the moment. The whole team's struggling.
If your name is Archie Gray, you remain 16 forever.
Yeah, Archie Gray. Little Archie. It's Archie little Gray. Archie Gray.
I don't age.
Yeah. Look at his cute little nose. Oh boy, yeah, he's like a character from like a Dickens novel. Archie Gray. Jesus. So yeah, Jordan, I'm with you here. I think Liverpool can get a couple, and then let's see what Spurs can do. But they've been pretty poor at home. We mentioned that. Weird stat for Liverpool, under 2.5 goals in 4 of the last 5 across all comps. A little bit nervy, you know. Bald fraud slot, is he sitting there going like, well, let's be conservative. Well, I hope they're not. I hope they come out of the blocks pressing high, because that's how you can really get at this Spurs team.
Yeah, Dev, I think, well, it'll be interesting to see if Slot's even paying attention in this match, because he'll be gazing jealously over at Thomas Frank's head of hair. We know that's going to be his focus in this one. But, Dev, we got the chat popping off a little bit here. We've got Jay Mullet in the chat saying, Liverpool money line at plus 105 is a lock for me. Merry Christmas, fellas. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas, buddy.
And then we've got Evan once again saying, Harry Gray season soon. Harry Gray. Is that his brother, son, father?
Interesting. He must be related. I'm looking him up right now. He's an under 21 for Leeds.
Okay.
Yeah,
we all love Leeds.
We all love Leeds. So thanks
younger
brother. He says in the chat with Leeds. Well, thanks for jumping in the chat, guys. This is a good time to tell you, if you're not following us, please do give us a follow. We're so close to hitting 250 followers on, or subscribers on YouTube. That's a nice little benchmark we've been trying to hit. We only really started doing video this year. So appreciate you guys jumping in the chat, talking with us. And if you want to just see the plays, jump in the Discord server. Link is in the description for this. And lots of plays, lots of chirping popping off in there. I'm a little scared to dive in sometimes. Guys are yelling at me about things. And I'm just kidding. Nobody's
Yeah,
yelling.
we've never been yelled at. We have a great community.
Yeah, it's very simple in there. But yeah, so jump in there and join us for more bets. But let's move on, Jordan, because we've got one more Premier League match for you. And this one is going to be Bournemouth taking on Burnley. Bournemouth in this one are big favorites at home, minus a goal and a quarter on the Asian handicap, and the total is set at 2.75. Jordan, both teams to score yes, minus 110. Both teams to score no, minus 110. Bournemouth, big favorites in this one. Burnley can't get out of their own way. What do you think about this matchup?
It's a good way to put it, Dev. Bournemouth, huge favorites in this one. And I'm here to tell you it might be too big. And I like the way you put it with Burnley, too. They can't get out of their own way. Listen, plenty of moral victories for Burnley in recent weeks. You can hear it when Scott Parker talks to the media. He's like, we were scrappier today. We fought for every ball, proud of the lads. And they just keep getting crushed like late on in these games. Like, the last one was a real heartbreaker, Devin. Maybe I have a little more affection for it because I was on it myself, had Burnley against the spread in that match, and it was a sickener because Burnley did not deserve to lose that match, let alone, I mean, they should have gotten something out of the match. I think they should have won the match. I'm talking about their match against Fulham, of course, where they lost 3-2, despite winning, I believe, let me make sure I'm right about this. Yeah. Despite winning every statistical category, 5 big chances, 2.46 XG, 16 shots to Fulham 6. They lost the match 3-2. 10 corners to 4. I mean, it's just heartbreaking stuff if you're a Burnley fan, which I'm not. But I am a fan of making money, Dev. And I think this Burnley team is going to continue to be priced incorrectly in the market because of these results they're getting, where we've talked about it with Manchester United, right? How they're actually underperforming some of their metrics and could even go further. And Aston Villa kind of getting out of jail a lot of the time, despite having pretty weak data. It's going to even out for this Burnley team if they don't lose belief too quickly. Christmas period is kind of when teams do lose belief if it is looking ugly, like Wolves. Oof, how is the locker room there? That's a different conversation. But I think Scott Parker still has this team playing for him. You can see that in the performances. And I think this Bournemouth team, as we've seen, they're not consistent. Their results are all over the place. And I know they're at home here, but I think if Burnley's looking at matches where maybe they can get something from, this is certainly one with this chaos ball Bournemouth team who have been, as I say, all over the place. It's hard to like peg them down for what they're really doing consistently. I think this is one that Burnley circle, and the fact that they're getting the baby hook in here on that handicap plus 1.25, I think it's too much to have. I think they can get something out of this game, let alone not lose it by more than a goal. So I'm taking Burnley again. This isn't the sexiest match. Some people are like, why the fuck are they covering this match?
I think about that too. I'm considering that as well.
You thought that, right? So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to get my Burnley love out there. Plus 1.25 on the Asian handicap, minus 121. Come on, Clarets.
Well, Jordan, you break down all those numbers for Burnley, and you're talking about how they're getting all these shots up, but they're not scoring goals because they haven't got the quality, have they? Dead last in the Premier League, expected goal differential, and they're overperforming their XG and XGA, and they're still dead last. I think they're heading right back down, Jordan. Bournemouth needs to get something going here. They got to get 3 points, get back on track. They haven't lost in 7 straight matches. Excuse me, they don't have a win in 7 straight matches. Yeah. Burnley have outright lost in 7 straight matches. So what does that mean for this one? This is a terrible match. Can't believe we're covering it. But I still think in my priors before the season, I thought Bournemouth would be pretty good. They're missing the American Tyler Adams for this one, which is disappointing. Burnley have 3 guys out to AFCON. Lewis Cook suspended for Bournemouth. He's big in their defense. So does that mean they're going to be more wide open? I don't know. Still got Semenyo, Evan Nilsson, Kluivert, and Tavernier. And those 4 guys can at least put a couple of goals past Burnley, I think. And if they do that, I think they should be able to win this game. So I'm going to take the Asian handicap for Bournemouth at -1. Now, you've got it on the baby hook there. But if you look at the juice here, the way it works out is you can kind of play either side. It's a little bit worse on my side. I think Bournemouth -1 is like -130 maybe. But we're Oppo, Jord. We're Oppo on this one.
Whoa.
I've got the cherries. You got the clarets.
That lets me use my Alien versus Predator tagline, Dev. Whoever wins, we lose.
God, those movies were bad. So much potential too.
Incredible tagline.
Both. We loved Predator and Aliens.
Oh yeah.
Brought them together and broke it. Everyone did lose, in fact, in that one. Whoever was watching those movies. But that's it for this match. Let's move on, Jord, because we're heading over to La Liga. We're taking a look at Villarreal against Barcelona. This one sees Villarreal as home dogs of a half a goal, and the total is set at 3.75. High total here, Jord. And that double chance for the home team is a little bit intriguing, but this is Barcelona. So what do you think about this matchup?
Well, Dev, I once again not really interested in backing a side here. I think this is also first versus third in the standings.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, should be a fun one. I don't want to mess with the side in this one because I think it could erupt into, another one of these 3-2 thrillers, maybe even more than that. So I see goals everywhere. It's where do you want to take it? I see on the graphics card and something incorrect here. It says Barcelona team total over 1.5 at +140. That's over 2.5. It should be at +140. But Dev, the team total on the other side, the team total for the home team here, Villarreal, is where I'm turning my attention because Barcelona concede to much lesser teams than Villarreal, and Villarreal at home here telling me they can't put a couple past Barca. They're going to have to if they have any designs on getting something out of this match because Barcelona will be heard from. They will score. I don't think I've ever seen both teams to score, this short in a La Liga match. -300 for both teams to score. Yes, that is out of control.
Crazy.
Plus 225 for someone to be blanked in this one.
Insane.
Yeah, totally wild. So, yeah, the market thinks this starts at 1-1. Like the game kicks off at 1-1. Will either of these teams add a second goal? I think they both will, quite frankly. So why don't you take the over, just the straight up over? I don't know, because they're the home team. Barcelona can sometimes have a stinker, and I don't trust their high line at all. If they have a bad day at the office and Villarreal score 2 and Barca only get 1, I would be fuming if I took the over. So I'm just splitting this between the teams. I'm taking the home team to get on the score sheet twice, Dev, -115.
I like the way you're looking at that, Jord, but yeah, I had to go into the bet builder for this one. I had to pull a page out of your book and do a little hand-wringing action here because I think you're right. I think Villarreal could definitely get a point off of Barca here. I could see a draw here, but if it's a draw, it's going to be a scoring draw. So I'm going to throw all this shit together. Just throw all the spaghetti against the wall, see what sticks. I'm going to take the both teams to score and over 2.5. Unplayable price on its own. So I'm going to also throw in the Barcelona double chance. So to win or draw the match, that comes into -105. 3-leg parlay, what could go wrong? Well,
yeah, 3-leg parlay and you're not even at even money yet.
Yeah, amazing. But look, I mean, you said both teams to score is the starting point for the match. And then the over 2.5, it's like every Barcelona game goes over 2.5 if both teams score. So then you add in Barcelona have not lost in 17 straight trips to the Yellow Submarine. So on the road here in this matchup, they have not lost in 17. So I feel decently safe taking them to win or draw. A draw is a great result for Villarreal, so I'm happy to not have the Barcelona like money line on side, which is I think is playable on its own, minus 118, pretty good price on its own, but Villarreal can be frisky. So yeah, I'm chalking in all kinds of shit here. Something I don't normally do, and probably won't end well for me, Jord.
Yeah, it goes against the Devin playbook, as Jay Mullet points out in the chat. You absolute mad lad.
Mad lad. Yeah, well, I mean, hand wringing. I'm bringing that Barcelona, spread
I
up
love
a
it,
full
Dev.
goal. Yeah.
As your older brother, I love to see the hand wringing. Just following in my
hand-wringing.
footsteps. Love to see it.
Well, don't talk to Puka Naku about hand wringing because apparently it's anti-Semitic.
I'm sorry?
Did you hear about this? He's doing some stream thing with some like YouTube guy, and they're like, do this dance. And he like sort of like rubs his hands together. And apparently that's like an anti-Semitic thing. And I was
Okay.
like, I was also very confused.
That's like like I can see that, like the money thing, and it's on like propaganda flyers or whatever. Like
right. Like 1910s.
Right.
Weird
But the hand
propaganda.
wringing is more like, I don't know.
Yeah, the hand wringing is like, uh-oh. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more like a nervous thing than like covetous.
Covetous.
Jordan.
Covetous. Love it. You don't tune into the Soccer Sharps unless you want to hear words like covetous get bandied around.
Hell yeah. Like we may be Americans, but we still speak English. Let's move on, Jordan. We've got other leagues to cover. We've still got 2 more. So let's dive over to the Serie. We're taking a look at Juventus against Roma. This one sees Juventus as home favorites of a half a goal, and the total is set at 2.25. Jordan, both teams to score yes in this one, even money. And a double chance for Roma is interesting. You can get plus money on either team or the draw on the 3-way money line. But what do you think about this matchup, Jordan, with a lot to play for here in Serie A?
There is a lot to play for in this one, Dev. I mean, it's always fun when you see these matches come up on the ticker and you're like, what do we got this weekend in Serie A? Oh, Juventus Roma. Like, come on. It's not
then you have
to
watch it. Yeah,
right.
Then you have to watch it.
It's not going to be fun. This isn't 1990s Serie A, like where it's awesome. Like, no, it's going to be a cagey, obnoxious match where not much happens. And we're just like, man, it's never seemed harder to score a goal. Why do these guys do this with their careers? Like, what? Why are they playing? The object is to score a goal, and you just can't do it here. That said, it doesn't mean we can't find value in these matches. And when we have a clash like this, I mean, this used to be a system play for us. Well, it still is in a lot of ways, right? When you have teams that are so high in the standings competing for the similar positions, right? They're 4th and 5th in the table. It tends to be cagey a lot of the time, especially when you're in Italy. So you automatically look to the under, but of course the market also knows what it's doing and isn't going to give us a 2.5. God forbid. Under 2.5, under 2.25 is where it starts in Serie A. You're just lucky that this wasn't under 2. But when we say we like an under, we tend to like a dog, especially if they're getting 2 of the outcomes in a match that might not even have a goal in it, right? So I'm going to go with Roma here. They sit a place above Juventus in the table. Yes, they're on the road, but they're also getting 2 outcomes. We can have a 0-0 here. This kicks off. If I'm on Roma plus a half a goal, I'm already winning. If nothing happens, I stay winning. And there's every chance that nothing happens. Full disclosure, I've faded Juventus in each of the 2 past weekends, and it hasn't gone well for me, Dev. It annoys me, but I'm going to do it again. I trust Gasparini. I trust this Roma team to make this difficult and to at least take a point away from this. I think there's too much value giving either of these teams a half a goal. If it were Juventus on the road in Rome getting a half a goal, I'd probably be taking that as well. So give me 2 outcomes here on a game that might not even have a goal in it and certainly should be tight. Minus 125.
Yeah, Jordan, I looked at that one for a long time. I looked at that Roma plus a half. I think you're right. There's something there. But I said, well, what am I doing? The bookies are telling us how this is going to go. Both teams score yes is even money. That's kind of crazy. No, minus 134. And the total is lined at 2.25. I'm like, just take the under. I'm just going to take the under. Last week I tried to get cute. And in the KG Serie A match, I took draw in the outcome because it was like a plus 220, similar kind of line to this one. Well, ended 1-0. Should have just taken the under.
Yeah.
So watch, this one will end 2-2. And
right.
And I'll be irritated about it. But I think you can look at this unders in any direction. Cut the game in half. 0-0 exact score halftime. That's a huge runner here. That'll be plus money. Draw halftime was like plus 105. I thought about that as well. I think you're right. The value is getting 2 outcomes for Rome. I got a little worried about it because the head-to-heads, they just don't like each other. Rome only have 1 win in their last 10 against Juventus. However, 5 of those were draws. So you're kind of hoping for the draw here. I could totally see 1-1 in this as well. Evan in the chat says, I think I kind of like BTTS no here. Well, the bookies agree. They think that's the more likely outcome here at minus 134. I'm fine with it. That's my fear for your play, Jordan, is that Juventus win this 1-0. Both of these managers, they're like so excited not to have any goals. All they want is no goals in this. They go, oh, we defended well. That's all they're looking for.
Yeah. Well, Gasparini didn't used to be. Actually, neither of them used to be that way. And maybe it's just going to take a little more time, get their own players in a little bit more. Like Gasparini's only had like a half a summer window. Spalletti got thrown in midseason. So maybe in January they do a little bit more. But Gasparini's Atalanta were really fun to watch. They were great. And Spalletti took that Napoli team to the title. They were fun to watch as well. So hopefully these guys can turn these teams around. But Serie A going Serie A.
Indeed, it is. But let's move over, Jordan, to another league. It's the Bundesliga, which is in many ways the opposite of the Serie A here, where we have goals everywhere. But we're taking a look here at RB Leipzig against Bayer Leverkusen. This one sees Leipzig as home favorites of 1/4 of a goal, and the total is set at 3.25. Jordan, this one, both teams to score yes, minus 225. Another big one here. Bookies think there's going to be goals here, Jordan. You got a high both teams to score price. You got a huge total. What do you think about this matchup?
First thing I want to point out, Dev, is that I always enjoy seeing Bayer Leverkusen's logo with an aspirin in their team crest. And some people don't know that's what that is. They see Bayer, they think it's Bayer, like Bayern. They don't think of Bayer aspirin. Of course, it is Bayer aspirin. We should all be saying Bayer. Oh, I'm going to get some Bayer aspirin at the store.
Oh, my God. We're off the rails.
Bayer Leverkusen is, Bayer, the company that makes the aspirin. And that's why they have an aspirin pill in their team crest, which I just think is hilarious and unreal.
Yeah, we got 2 brand logos here. You got the aspirin versus the energy drink. It's fun.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, the Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings, and aspirin relieves the headache. Whatever. RB, as you pointed out on the last show, RB not standing for Red Bull, though. They did that for fun. They were like, what?
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's going to think it's Red Bull, but let's find a different word for RB. Rasenballsport. Dev, enough talking about the names in the crest. Let's get to the betting angles. Listen, I'm doing a hand wringer in this one. This Leipzig team have been in incredible form at home of late. I took them on the road as a favorite last weekend, despite saying I shouldn't be taking road favorites, and was promptly slapped down for doing so. Really irritated about that. But they're at home here, and they've been imperious at home lately. I think this one should be fun. We talk about this all the time. The Saturday late kickoff in Germany, always a fun one. Really hard to go against the home team in that situation. So I did think about Leipzig just on the nose here, just on the money line plus 110. But I had to get a little hand wringy because this Leverkusen team, no slouches, even if they are going away. So I'm taking the double chance for Leipzig, but that's prohibitive on its own, as they are just 1/4 of a goal favorites on the handicap. So I'm taking Leipzig double chance and over 2.5 goals, Dev. And I was pretty happy to see that that's coming in at plus 115. I think that's a very attractive price for that, getting 2 outcomes with the home team, as long as we get 3 or more goals in the process. And I think we should, right? The total's lined at 3.25. Both teams to score, yes, minus 225. The market's telling us that this should at least get to 3 goals. And that's all I need for this one, as long as Leipzig aren't on the losing end.
Yeah, this has got like at least 2-2 written all over it, right? Got some AFCON departures I want to talk about, particularly on the Leverkusen side. They're missing a lot of their defenders here. Tapsoba, he's gone to AFCON. Jarell Kwanzaa in this one, he's suspended. Ezekiel Palacios, he's out injured. Grimaldo is out injured, although last time I said that, he played and scored in the Champions League, which was pretty annoying for me as I was against them. But I'm not picking a side here, Jord. I'm going a similar route to you. You know, I'm getting slightly different numbers on the Asian handicap than you're seeing here, but I'm just going to go with the over 3. Over 3 by itself is minus 121. You can play the over 3.25 plus 105. Don't do that. Although I guess you need 4 goals anyway. But if this thing is like a 2-1, maybe it's a little more cagey because these teams, you know, 2nd and 4th fighting for Champions League spots in the Bundesliga. So maybe there's some cage to it. Ends in like a 2-1 or a 3-0 either way. So I like just having that flat 3 that you can push out if you do just get the goals here. And this might be one to look at live. Might start a little slow, and then you can hop in the live betting. So that might be a way to go if you are watching this thing live. We've seen over 2.5 in 8 of the last 10 Leipzig matches. Their head-to-heads are crazy. Both teams to score and over 2.5 in 4 of the last 5 head-to-heads. So you think there will be goals here. These two teams, 2nd and 3rd in the Bundesliga, 4 expected goals created, only behind Bayern Munich. So firepower on both ends. Can it come through in this one? I hope so. Also, I didn't mention Leipzig's got some injuries as well. Antonio Nusa, the Norwegian winger, he's going to be out for this one. Willy Orban is doubtful, though he might start in the back line. Could be some shuffling, let's just say. Some shuffling happening here. Either way, we know what the Bundesliga is. It's goals all the time.
Yeah, Dev, and there's every chance. I'm going to give out a little prop play here. Do jump in our Discord, by the way, because I tend to put all my props and additional plays in the Discord, as one does. Only the officials make it here, but sometimes you need a little more time to handicap these matches, and it's a little easier on the day or the night before. Dev and I are picking out these plays a few days in advance. It's not as easy. So sometimes you'll see us do really well in the Discord, but we didn't do well on the plays we picked 3 days out. I think that's part of the reason why. But anyway, want to mention my guy, the Danish forward for RB Leipzig, Conrad Harder. An incredible name. Yes, Conrad Harder. No one's harder than Conrad. And listen, you can get him to score or assist in this match at plus 140. The guy has 4 goal involvements in his last 3 league matches, including an assist in each of those 3. Kid's on fire. Really likable guy, too. He has a hilarious YouTube video where he's talking about how he came up with his goal celebration. It's very entertaining. Just search Conrad Harder celebration. But yeah, take a look at that because that price is too big on his current form.
Yeah, I love that, Jord. That's a great shout there. We've got Evan in the chat says, love the over 3 here. I'm with you, Evan. I hope it works out for us. And we also have Jacqueline in the chat who says, I love watching you guys. You're both so funny. LOL. Oh, wow. Jeez. Look at that. Look at that.
Making
good karma for your bets coming up. Which is a good time to tell you guys, please give us a like on this video. Everyone was watching live. We get a ton of likes. It would be huge for us just to grow the show, get more eyeballs on it, get more people subscribed. We do appreciate all of those who do take the time, who do share us, and all those things, and our loyal listeners who always come around. We really do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And it's going to wrap up all the games for us, Jordan. But before we get out of here, there's something we got to do.
We do indeed, Dev, because it's one thing to talk about these matches, and it's quite another to put our money where our mouths are and pay the bookie.
Chuck, I'm going to tell you something. You have that fucking 200 in my hands tomorrow. If you ain't got the 200 in my fucking hands tomorrow, I'll break every fucking bone in your body.
All right, Jordan, let's take a look at the official plays for this week. Throwing those up on the screen. I'll read them out for those of you listening on the pod. I've got Aston Villa team total over 1.5 at -120. Liverpool team total over 1.5 -125. Bournemouth on the Asian handicap -1 at -133. Barcelona double chance and both teams to score and over 2.5 at -105. Juventus Roma under 2.25 on the Asian total -125. Leipzig Leverkusen over 3 at -121. What do you got, Jordan?
Well, Dev, I'm double dipping in a Man United match. What could go wrong? I'm taking Man United on the team total over 1.5 goals plus 140. I think that's too big. Also, Manchester United, the EPL's top shots takers, team total shots over 12.5 against Aston Villa, coming in at -103. They tend to hit this in their sleep. We'll see if they continue. Liverpool, team total, Dev. We got 2 units on this one, baby. You and I on the same play. Team total over 1.5, -125. And then we're suddenly Oppo. Jordan taking Burnley plus 1.25 goals on the Asian handicap, -121. Villarreal, team total over 1.5 at -115. Roma on the double chance or the plus 0.5 goal on the Asian handicap, coming in at -125. And finally, RB Leipzig double chance and over 2.5 goals at a robust plus 115.
Nicely done, Jordan. That's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much. One last comment in the chat. Damon says, greetings from the ATL. Shares for the shove. Thank you, Damon. Yeah, ATL. We got people all over the world listening and watching this, so we do appreciate you guys. And Jordan, we'll be back next week probably for a weekend show, but there's nothing really midweek. This is our last time till I'll see you at Christmas, buddy.
Oh, yeah, Dev. I'm looking forward to that. And I do want to point out to anyone who's still here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I left you hanging there. Cheers, man. Cheers. I do want to point out to anyone still with us that in the Discord that we've mentioned before, free to join, links in the description, wherever you're hearing this. We got Dr. Blay back. Dr. Blay, guy just pops up when AFCON comes around and just starts throwing out winners. The guy knows his African soccer, and he popped up the other day, and I almost shed a tear. He was like, I'm back. It's AFCON. And I was like, the doc is back. Doc is
Incredible.
in session. If you guys are looking to bet AFCON, do tune in and follow Dr. Blay, our guy.
Is AFCON on TV here? Or is it like beIN?
It might be on
beIN
DAZN.
Sports?
I don't know.
Or something? Some one of those things. Awesome. Well, we've gone too long. Thank you all so much. Jord, until next time, let's make some money.
Let's make some money.
Martial